Welcome back to the online course design series. In the last video, we built strong course-level objectives, broad goals that define what your students should be able to do by the end of your course. Now it's time to zoom in. Hi again, Dr. Beaker here. Last time we wrote big picture objectives. For me, those included things like 1. Describe key communication theories. 2. Apply communication strategies in personal and professional settings. 3. Analyze how different communication styles impact conversations. But here's the thing. You can't teach all that in a single lesson. So now I need to break those goals into smaller, focused steps, things students will accomplish within each lesson or module. These are called lesson-level objectives. They support the larger course goals, and they help students stay on track. More importantly, they make sure everything I teach has a clear purpose. That's why this step, defining lesson objectives, is your first big piece of a larger puzzle. Throughout this series, you'll be building a course map, a single organized document that shows how your course is structured and aligned from start to finish. The map includes your course-level objectives, your lesson objectives, the instructional materials and activities you plan to use, assessments, both formative and summative, the evaluation methods for each task, your instructor presence narrative, and any collaborative learning activities, plus a section for noting where each element belongs in your course. We won't fill out each part in order, but by the time we're finished, your map will give you a clear picture of your course from beginning to end. It will also make building your Blackboard shell much faster. You'll be able to copy and paste most of the content directly from your map. This saves time and keeps everything consistent across your course. It also helps you double-check alignment, so you don't have surprises later. Lesson objectives are short-term learning goals. They describe what students will be able to do by the end of a specific lesson or module. If a course objective is your destination, lesson objectives are the steps that get you there. And just like course objectives, they need to be measurable, clear, and action-oriented. Here's one of my course objectives again. Describe key communication theories. That's a broad goal, so I asked myself, what do students need to practice along the way? I broke it down into lesson objectives like define major communication theories, match theories to real-world examples, compare two key theories in writing. Each one supports the bigger outcome. Together, they build up the skills students need. You'll find a new worksheet called the Lesson Objective Builder. This worksheet has space for you to work through up to 4 of your course-level objectives. For each one, you'll write your course objective at the top, brainstorm lesson-level objectives underneath, and describe how each one aligns with the larger course goal. Let's try it together. My course objective was describe key communication theories. Here are a few lesson objectives I could use. Define major communication theories. Match theories to real-world examples. Compare two key theories in writing. On the worksheet, I'd list those under the first course objective, and in the second column, I'd explain how each one helps students achieve that goal. For example, define major communication theories aligns with the course objective because it gives students the foundational language and concepts they'll need when analyzing or applying theory later in the course. Match theories to real-world examples aligns with the course objective because it helps students start to make connections between abstract theory and practical use, which supports their ability to apply those theories. Compare two key theories in writing aligns with the course objective because it builds critical thinking skills and prepares students to make informed decisions about which strategies to use in different situations. Notice how each objective uses an action verb. Each one is something I can grade, and together they support the course-level goal. The lesson objectives you write here will become the foundation of your course map. Think of this worksheet as your formative step toward that final product. Go ahead and try this now for your own first course objective. Use the worksheet to write the course objective at the top of section 1. Brainstorm lesson objectives underneath. Explain how each one aligns with your course goal in the second column. Pause here while you work. Now move to your second course objective and do the same thing. Use the worksheet to map out your ideas for each lesson level goal. Whether your course is structured by weeks, topics, or modules, each lesson objective should move your students one step closer to the course goal. And as you fill out your worksheet, you're also building a clear structure for your course map, the tool that will bring everything together in the final stages of the workshop. Don't worry about perfection. You can revise as you go. The point is to start thinking in smaller, teachable chunks. Let me show you how I'm using the course map in my own class. First, I went back to the course objectives I wrote in the last lesson, like describe key communication theories. I added those to the first section of the map. Then I scrolled down to the lesson objective section, which has a table for 3 different lesson objectives and their aligned content. I used the lesson objectives I just created and copied them into the top of each lesson objective table. I copied Define Major Communication Theories from the Lesson Objective Builder worksheet into the Lesson Objective 1 field. Beneath that, I added the course objective Describe Key Communication Theories to the aligned CLO field, making the alignment between the objectives clear. Then I copied Match Theories to Real-World Examples into the Lesson Objective 2 field. Since this lesson focuses on one course objective, I copied the same course objective Describe Key Communication Theories into the aligned CLO field. I continued to Lesson Objective 3 by adding Compare 2 key theories in writing to the objective field and added Describe Key Communication Theories to the aligned CLO field. As you can see, every worksheet we've completed so far builds out a new section of this map, so there's no need to feel overwhelmed by the numerous fields represented on the course map document. The Course Objective Builder gave me clear course goals. The Lesson Objective Builder gave me clear lesson goals. In the next lesson, the Assessment Planning worksheet will help me decide how students will show what they've learned. Then, we'll layer in evaluation tools, instructional materials, instructor presence, and collaborative learning, one step at a time. When we're done, the whole course will be mapped out, clearly aligned and ready to go. And when it's time to build your Blackboard course, that part gets way easier, because most of what you need is already written and organized right here. So keep your course map handy. You'll be adding to it every step of the way. When you take the time to write strong lesson objectives, everything else gets easier. You'll have a clearer focus for your content and activities, and your students will have a much better idea of what they're working toward and why it matters. And here's something else. It's not just good practice. It also helps you meet some key standards from the Exemplary Course Program. Standard 1.1 is all about having clear, measurable objectives. Standard 6.1 is about alignment, making sure your materials and activities match up with those objectives. Think of your lesson objectives like checkpoints. They help keep your course on track, and they give students a clear path forward, step by step, until they've mastered the big goals of the course. Now that you have lesson objectives, we're ready to talk about assessments. In the next video, we'll build assessments that match your objectives, things students can actually do to show they've learned the material. Thanks for joining me again. Keep that lesson objective builder handy, and I'll see you in the next step.